Good day, everyone. David Paul speaking. I'm the Managing Director of VectorVest here in the UK. And at VectorVest, we simply advocate buying stocks with great fundamentals that are rising when the general market is rising. And the first slide that you should see is a candle plot of the VectorVest composite, which is a composite indicator of all of the shares that we follow on the London stock market, some 2,200 shares. And the little red and the green triangles that you should see are our medium-term market timing model. They're known as the DEW, and they tell us when it's safe to be in the market. We have longer signals for buy and hold type investors, but this medium-term market timing signal suits my type of trading exceptionally well. And as you can see, it gave us a signal to tell us that it wasn't safe to be in the market from the start of February. And it also gave us another signal to say it's time to start to build positions from the 7th of April. And that signal carried through until a couple of days ago when we got a blip and the London market fell. I think the fall was primarily caused by the weakness in the dollar or the strength in the pound, but it's recovered from that. And over the last week or so, it's been safe to buy into stocks again. None of the stocks that I hold, none of their stop losses came anywhere, none of their prices came anywhere near their stop loss levels in this little bit of a sell-off. Although I did take advantage of the sell-off just to get rid of some laggards, a couple of laggards in the portfolio that had done nothing on the way up. So all our market timing signals from short term to long term are saying it's safe to be in the stock market. The stock market has come a long way, that's for sure. As you're probably all aware, the American futures market's made a new high this morning, and that probably bodes quite well, folks, for a move into the US election. There's no doubt that this market move up since April is mature, but I would be surprised if it doesn't keep going until October this year. So what should we buy? Well, precious metals have done exceptionally well, and this is a stock, I know the stock very well, called Sylvania Platinum. And the candle plot, that's a 3-year chart. The candle plot's obvious. Above the candle plot, that thick green line is the VectorVest valuation, and that's telling us that the share is markedly undervalued. And the blue line study in the window below the price is earnings per share, and that earnings per share is the engine that's driving that share price. And as you can see, earnings per share has moved up solidly over the last 3 years. The share broke out on volume of a symmetrical triangle and is pushing higher, and I would expect the share to get up to the VectorVest valuation. It's flat this morning, I believe, but it's pushed up from about 45 to 54 over the last couple of days. So that I think is worthy of your attention. The second share that I like the look of is Augean. It's in the water area of the economy, and again, it's undervalued. Again, it's growing earnings quite strongly over the last 3 years. It seems to have broken out of that triangular formation and is coming back and kissed. Now, I haven't bought into it myself yet. I'm waiting for it to break up again. So keep your eye peeled on Augean. I think that there's going to be an opportunity there. I think the only downside of Augean is that the spread tends to be very wide. So you need a decent move to clear that spread. So those of you that don't like to trade in shares with large spreads, maybe give that a miss. I like the look of Hilton Foods, and that's a 5-year chart in Hilton Foods, and you can see the price moving up linearly, and you can see earnings per share moving up strongly, and as you can see, the market made up the February-March sell-off and more. Now, technically, it's pulled back in a 3-wave pattern, which is always bullish. It's run the obvious stop losses and would seem to be moving up. It's up a little bit this morning. It's a very, very positive chart, and I bought into it a couple of days ago myself. So I like the look of Hilton Foods. Another share that I've been holding since April is Cranswick. Now, I know this share really well. It tends to do nothing and then move very strongly indeed. As you can see, it's respecting those old highs. And the last old high, it's made it, apart from the sell-off in February, March, it's made a double bottom at those highs. And I think that share is a cornerstone of every long-term growth portfolio. It's a great little company. And the last one is Tristel. Now, Tristel, again, over that 5-year period, has got a sterling, a stellar earnings per share growth figure. And it's already made up the February-March sell-off, which tells us the share's got significant relative strength. I put on a weekly stochastic. That's a weekly chart, so I'm looking at a weekly or 14-week stochastic, and the stochastic on the 14-week, very reliable stochastic, in fact, is oversold. And for those of you that are technicians, the stochastic is showing marked reverse divergence with price. So I think that Tristel, maybe let it break that little trend line that I've drawn along those tops. I bought a few myself. I will add to that position as I see it breaking up. It's in healthcare and in cleaning products. And certainly if the Pure Gym in Notting Hill here in West London is anything to go by, there's going to be an awful lot of this sold, because we spent more time cleaning the equipment before and after the use of it than actually exercising at the minute. So a lot of government tenders coming up in this area, which they're, I think, poised to get. So in terms of a theme, it looks quite good to me. So those are 4 shares that I think can perform exceptionally well between now and the American election sometime in October, November, whenever it is. So I'm hoping for nice moves out of those. Any of you that like to test our stuff, it's very simple. Just go to vectorvest.co.uk and you can take a 30-day trial of VectorVest there. And in that 30-day trial, you'll be able to find these winning high probability trades just as easily as I can. Thanks very much indeed.